Hey, good evening, everyone. Once more, in a few minutes, about to begin. Let's learn the difference between branding and identity. And before we begin, let me say thank you to our partner or student organizations, Association of Computer Engineering, Binildian Industrial Designers, Bicol University, Bataan Peninsula State University, uh, UEP Main, CPSU, JPSME, IRIS, College of Engineering Student Government, sobrang dami, CIT, TUP Taguig, JPSME, JPSME Batangas chapter. Now, again, you may be wondering why branding and personal branding and identity. Well, it applies to everything. May you be a mechanical engineer or anything. It applies also if you are going to have your own business. So once more, good evening, everyone. My name is Joe Mark Bakiran. I'm a proud member of Digital Creatives Philippines. So if you're into digital creativity, inviting you to join our community. Also, LinkedIn Local Philippines. In LinkedIn, sharing to you the link. We also have the one of the fastest growing community for Photoshop, Adobe Photoshop User Group Philippines. And our parent community, Adobe community. Thank you so much to Brad Manila. Tama ba? Miss Pat. Talk to you later. And proud member of Philippine Society of Mechanical Engineers. Okay, and yep, joining me this evening as one of on-stage participants and audience of Miss Pat is Raphaela Llorente. Hello, Pat. Hello, Rap.
Hello, sorry. Sorry. I'm muted. Good evening everyone. Good evening to all who's listening po sa ating stream tonight. To all platforms listeners. Good evening everyone. Hi Miss Pat.
Ayan, to those who are not familiar with Rafaela, please ano daw, please introduce yourself. What do you do? Where are you from?
Hi, I'm Rafaela Lorente and I am currently living in Bulacan. I'm currently working in SM North EDSA as a resident engineer, and I focus mainly on preventive maintenance and more on HVAC systems, mechanical, electrical, and plumbing systems. Nice.
Wow. Women in STEM. And helping us out as well hails from UST. From what I recall, let's welcome and please turn on your webcam. Miss Bernadette Cui. Tama ba?
Yes.
Hi, Bernadette.
Hello sir, good evening po.
Ayun.
Wait.
Kindly introduce yourself din daw. Where are you from? What do you do?
I'm Bernadette Cui. I'm a resident engineer as well for from SM Supermall. So we're just kasamahan ko si Ella but we are just assigned a different branch. So yun po.
Okay. Awesome. Yep. Also joining us this evening is a digital creative person as well. I think he's from Toastmasters, also an advocate of public speaking, and from Toastmasters BFCom. Good evening also to Sir Raymond Mapalad. Hi, Sir Raymond.
Palad. Hello? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Hi, Sir Raymond. Okay, there's a delay. Palad. Hello? Okay. Hello, can you hear me? So I'm glad to be here and I'm looking forward to any discussion about branding and identity since it's a topic that's fascinated me. I'm glad to be here and
Ayan. So, ako ano, ikaw, how about you, Rap? When you hear about branding, what comes into your mind?
I mean, food brands. Like for example, yung common natin, local. Let's start from local. Jollibee, McDo, the usuals. When we don't have enough budget na, di ba? We go to the local brands. And I think for me, ang pinaka-usuals is maybe KFC, Jollibee, like that. The go-tos.
Okay, so kay Rap, the first things that comes into her mind are ano food brands. How about you, Bernadette?
For me, yung branding, I think it's what represents a company. Kumbaga,
Yep.
it gives us idea kung ano yung nire-represent na isang company na yun. For example, if you hear like what Ella said, you hear the word Jollibee, we know it's like a household brand, which is, ito yung pangmasa. Kumbaga, they know the audience that they cater sa branding pa lang. Sir,
How about
nawala.
you, Sir Raymond? Give me your top three parang brands. Pag sinabing brand, what comes into your mind, Sir Raymond?
The first of all would be McDonald's, of course, since uh, she mentioned Jollibee. And then, of course, other than that are brands of shoes like Nike, very distinctive with that check. You can identify it. And also Meralco, since it's very simple but yet distinctive with the M and the lightning.
Yep.
So this
Ako
would be the
naman
three
to
for
answer.
me.
Yep. Ako naman to answer my question pag narinig ko brand, tama si ano Rap, no? It's McDonald's. Ayan. Nike. Yep. The check icon and Apple. Yan, Apple. Siguro yan, yung top 3. Apple. Anyways, so once more, thank you everyone for joining us this evening as we learn the difference of branding and identity. And without further ado, joining us this evening is Miss Patricia Maliksi. Ready ka na, ma'am? Give us your biggest smile. Ayan po. Hi, Miss Pat. Good evening.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Good evening. So, I heard about your ano ba, yung mga brands and meron actually akong question for all of you. And for those who are tuning in, I'd like to introduce first who I am. I can share my screen. Okay. So, we're Brand Manila. To introduce more about it, yung company namin is actually owned by siblings. So my sister is the founder. She's the creative director. I'm a brand strategist. And then my two brothers, kasama din namin. Isa sa web development, tapos yung isa sa motion graphics. So we're a whole team. And we've been working for, I think, since I graduated, kailan, 23, mga 7 years into it. But ayun, later I'll introduce more about it. But for now, I have a drop-in question for all of you, okay? So sa drop-in, I'll model it first. So name what you do, your location, nasan ka ngayon, and what's your favorite. Actually, you mentioned nag-prompt na si Joe Mark dito, but let's repeat it. What's your favorite brand and why? So I'll start. My name is Patricia Maliksi. I'm a brand strategist. My location is I'm in Las Piñas. And what's my favorite brand and why? It has to be mamapromote no? Roxy. Yan. Kasi I do surf and yan yun yung mga isa sa mga favorite brands ko talaga ever since. It's the lifestyle, I think, yung how they are, how they ano ba, yung belief nila with, yun nga, yung sa surfing, living free. Actually, yung pinaka-tagline niya is, let the sea set you free. So, freedom, ayun. Basta favorite ko din lahat ng designs nila and all about surfing. So, that's one brand that I really resonate with. So, who wants to go next? Rafaela, would you like to drop in?
Sure.
Yan.
I'm Raphaela Villarente, a resident engineer in SM Supermalls, specifically North EDSA po, the branch. Location, I am currently here in our home in Bulacan. What's my favorite brand? Doon tayo ako sa food brand. So I'll go with Jollibee since, it's a very popular food brand, and also very Pinoy siya. So it gives me a sense of feeling kapag it gives me a good satisfaction pag yun yung kinakain ko. And even though the prices are very cheap, if you eat it with your family or with your friends, I mean, it's a good feeling. Yun lang. That kind of feeling.
And I'll explain more about it kasi you mentioned like feeling nila branding is about identity, but the way you explained it, the moment you felt na when you're eating the food, right? It's not really about ano bang design ng Jollibee, ano bang ano, it's the feeling you get, the satisfaction. So we'll dive into more about it, and you're already prompting what's the difference between branding and identity. So thank you for sharing that. Yes, favorite ko din ng Jollibee. Hashtag not sponsor Jollibee. So who wants to go next? You can call the next one, Rafaela. Ilan lang naman tayo.
Uh, Bernadette, my favorite person.
Ah, nag-Jollibee ata muna si
Wait,
Badet
Jollibee
kaya
siya. Wait, Sir Jomar, I think
Hindi tayo in-invite.
nominate Sir Jomar.
Ayan, again, good evening everyone. So my name po is Joe Mark Bakiran. So what you do, I'm an advocate of creativity, specifically science, technology, engineering, arts, and the math. Location, Metro South, Las Piñas. Favorite brand, siguro yun na lang, Apple. Apple, my favorite brand. Although I do not use Apple products. So, may ganun na.
Why Apple?
Uh, Probably because ano, 'di ba? They elevated their brand so much and their valuation is humongous, 'di ba? Parang trillion na ata valuation nila. Ayun. One of the
Sige.
most iconic brands.
Nasa example ka rin yung Apple. Sige,
Yep.
we have si Raymond na lang. Raymond, what's your favorite band and why? Please drop in.
Muted.
Nakamute ka.
Kasi
Okay. May delay kasi sa ano ko eh. Whenever,
Go.
yeah, favorite brand ko. May delay kasi sa ano ko eh. Whenever,
Muted.
Nakamute ka.
Go.
yeah, favorite brand ko. May delay kasi sa ano ko eh. Whenever,
Muted.
okay. Wait lang. May delay kasi sa ano ko eh. Whenever,
Okay lang. You can drop it on the chat tapos we can read it later
yeah.
kung ano yung
Yep,
favorite
yep.
brand mo. Pero I feel like I've heard Nike from you and from kanina. So, I'll share again my screen. Share. So, thank you everyone for dropping in. Just to give a bit of background of who we are. Brand Manila has been working with clients for over a decade. We believe in strong relationship, trust, partnership, and the mutual desire to deliver results. Of course, we have been effective also in engaging and interacting with our clients remotely. Pre-pandemic, we've been working remotely. Our clients, meron kaming clients sa nails and beauty, sa mortgage, tech startups, boats, furniture, clothing. I think na lahat meron na kami na-handle. So, yan yung mga countries wherein we've engaged. And we build brands positioned for growth. So we help visionary leaders change the trajectory of their brands and take on new challenges. Um, so here's an example of a branding we did for a company in the US. It's service branding, and Also, to introduce more about me, like I said, I'm a brand strategist. I also do brand management, marketing communications, and remote process integration. And so let's get into it. What a brand is not. A brand is not a logo. I think some of you, when you hear branding, ang ganda kasi nung image nung ano, ang ganda nung logo nila. Ito kasi yun eh. But I hate to break it to you, but it's not a logo. A brand is not a corporate identity system. And what is a brand? A brand is, oh, sorry. A brand is the gut feeling because we're all emotional and intuitive beings. Despite our best effort to be rational, it's a person's gut feeling about a product, a service, and a company. So when Rafaela mentioned Jollibee and she said, "When I eat Jollibee, I feel this," diba? It's a testament to that. That's why she has a deep connection with the brand. Um, this came from it's a book I'm reading by Martin Neumeyer, and a lot of my sources will come from there. It's called the Brand Gap. I highly suggest if you want to know more about branding to read about it. And also, a brand is defined by individuals, each and every one of us, the customers, not by companies, as I think someone heard. I heard from someone. Not by markets or the so-called general public. Each person creates or his or her own version of it. So with brands, of course, binibigay ng companies like ano ba yung message? What is it that we want our customers to feel when they interact with us? And but at the end of the day, it's you. It's like Rafaela, John Mark, and Raymond who interacts with the brand. You are your perception of it. And how do we mold that perception? That is branding. So what is an identity? So, ito naman yung sinasabi nyo na logo and trade. So, an identity is a trademark logo, symbol, monogram, so all the design, emblem, or other graphic device. So, I hope I was able to explain the difference between the two. So, again, an identity is a trademark logo and a symbol. A brand is a feeling and emotion. So I'll reiterate, brand is defined by individuals, not by companies, markets, or so-called general public. And building a brand is personal. It's who we communicate to. It's who we it's how each and every one of us resonate with a certain product, service, or for example, even clothes, how we choose clothes. I mean, meron prefers about Uniqlo over Bench. And it's how the message is translated, I think, of how people, at the end of the day, how their personal connection to the brands and how the company or how they would like to talk to their customers. And again, a compelling story and culture is also part of branding. And for this one, I believe that most of us, if not all, if, for example, sa isang Jollibee ad, yung kwentong pag-ibig or something about that, 'di ba parang when they release that, it it makes you crave hindi siya, it's not focused on the food and all that, but the message of what you're trying to capture. The message of love, family, right? That when you eat Jollibee, you feel like you're at home. That's why Jollibee chains around the globe, it's very Filipino, like what Rafaela said, yung pagiging local. And those who miss home, those who miss the Philippines will go to a Jollibee store because they want a taste of home. They want to relive their childhood, they want to relive moments, right? And that is also what I'm saying when compelling story and culture matters to branding. Na I want to break that branding is when they say branding, ito papagawa ko ng logo, papagawa ko ng ano. pwede bang pa-adjust nitong design? It's not that. Branding is more than that. Branding is every touch point that we have with a company or a service. For example, when you go to a Jollibee store, before you even enter, nakakita ka na ng social media ad, nakakita ka na ng, ano ba, how it's the 360 experience, I'd like to call it, na the moment you enter the store, even how yung mga crew interact with you, 'di ba? It affects your perception of a brand. For example, this branch didn't serve you as well as you would like because the crew didn't treat you as well you would like to be treated. And so you would prefer another branch or another, 'di ba? So, for example, the crew there smiles more at you. That's what we call service branding because when you enter the store, it's part of the brand message too. Even how they greet you, you see, like parang dapat consistent yun across stores. Meron, dapat yung feeling nakuha mo from entering, for example, a Jollibee Las Piñas store should be the same as when I enter a Jollibee Bulacan store, right? It's the That's when I say a 360 experience. Um, the way the brand message is from the way you see ads to the way you go to the company to the stores, and even I think yung pag-open ng mga well, this is me, like when may pinapaship ako or something, if it's something special, even opening the box is an experience. So that's why people really think hard about, bakit packaging lang naman yan? Bakit kailangan ko isipin kung ano yung laman? No, because it's an experience, how you unfold the new Nike shoes
Oo.
perhaps, right? The feeling
Miss
you
Pat,
get. Yes.
naalala ko tuloy yung ano, yung mga Japanese, 'di ba? Napaka
Mm,
ano nila diyan sa lalagyanan, sa casing, sa packaging, 'yan. Although simple
yes.
lang yung laman, 'di ba? Grabe yung lalagyan.
Very distinct.
Kasi may artistry din behind it, may creativity behind it. So, I think we're all creatives here, and I think well, siguro ano ko lang, I want to relate this to the audience, like engineers, interior designers, you're part of I'll talk more about it, but you're part of the overall experience. For example, yung interior ng store. 'Di ba usually may style guide 'yan of what to translate. Kasi dapat consistent yung feeling across na parang modern ba? Modern chic? 'Di ba? Parang simple lang ba or Scandinavian ba ang style? But the choosing the styles is also part of the communication we want them to feel when they enter the store. What type of gut feeling do we want to extract from people when they go inside it? So engineers, interior designers play an important part in the process. Siguro sa amin will be the strategy part, how the messaging will be, what the culture would be like. But I'll share more. Actually, share ko na yung ano. Is my screen still sharing or hindi na?
Not, hindi pa.
Not. Okay. Sige. But yeah, so for you to stand out more than identity, it's what's inside. That's what I'm saying. Inside, hindi yung stars, pero part yon, but your purpose and the type of culture you have. Again, what I say, when you go to a Jollibee store and the crew there is annoying or not as kind as you would like to be, parang it affects how you interact with a certain, parang ang sungit naman, ganun, 'di ba? Naapektuhan yung how you yung perception mo of a brand. And I think also very relevant now is the culture. I think we buy because of our certain connection with what their beliefs are. So for example, for me, I buy this certain type of lipstick or or hindi ko alam sa guys, but halimbawa, si Sir John Mark sa Apple, it's how Steve Jobs perhaps believes in the creativity, and you are a big believer of creativity. So their purpose and their values aligns with yours. And that's also part of branding, defining the culture of the company. Well, for us, our process, that's how we go about it. So, yun, ano pa? I'll share. Okay lang ba? Medyo conversation type ang ginagawa ko kasi hirap naman kung ano. Ayan, this is what I'm saying. Like, it takes a village to build a brand. Building a brand today is like building a cathedral during the Renaissance. It took hundreds of craftsmen, scores of years, even generation to complete a major edifice. Each craftsman added his own piece to the project, a carving, a window, a fresco, a door, always keeping an eye on the total effect. They require a team of specialists sharing ideas and coordinating the efforts across a creative network. Um, and I wanted to say that that's why the roles of engineers, interior designers, creatives at large, it takes a whole village to build a brand. It's not just like the designers or graphic designers, but if it's a large company, syempre mag-hire sila how to build a store. And I'm sure Rafaela encountered this. She's an engineer for one of the SM small store. Like there's a corporate identity that you have to align with, even yung mga measurements, right? Dapat ganito yung ano, may certain yung that decision is influenced by what they want their customers to feel, what they want them to feel when they enter. And it's all part of the experience. And we can't do that as a brand strategist. Hindi ako marunong magpatayo ng kung ano. That's why I'm a big believer of collaboration. That it takes a whole village to build a brand. Team of experts from different fields. Hindi siya yung parang ito lang design lang kami, ito na. It won't be as effective as you would like it to be if you're not open to collaborating with other creatives. So I think that's also a main role of how to build on a brand that stands the test of time, and a brand that is, because yun din yung investment din ng company, how far they'll go to push the envelope for it, right? Uh, and then I think I'm on the tail end of my presentation. And at the end of the day, we're all humans. It's just that's the one thing I want. If there's anything that I want you to get out of this webinar, it is my favorite book. It's called Love Bands. And there's a page to it that I really like. When dealing with people, let us remember we are not dealing with creatures of logic. We are dealing with creatures of emotion. And we are humans. You are not talking to robots. You are talking to human beings. And I think that's it. In every decision that you make, whether that's a creative project, who are you designing for? Who are you creating this for? So always keep them in mind when you do your creative project or building kung ano man yung binibuild nyo. It's it's what will be the best for the clients or the customers who will be using this. So ayun lang, and there are humans. So I think that's what we've been forgetting then as creatives. We're so focused on the technical details that we forget who we are designing it for. So that's it. Ayon. And then you can follow me on Instagram if you'd like. Um, and that ends
Questions?
my and questions.
We want more. So,
Nag-share ba yung screen ko? Kasi i-share ko sana yung resource ko. It's called, ayan, it's called The Brand Gap. So a lot of like the branding in ano, dyan ko nakuha. That's it. I just wanted to cite the source. I got it. Yun lang. Thank you. Questions?
Rap, paunahan mo na.
ako, you were asking us a while ago, what's your favorite brand? Can we just ask, because we're curious lang, what's your favorite brand po? And why?
I think I know. Yun nga,
I think, yeah, okay.
Roxy. Kasi mahilig ako before the pandemic, I was surfing a lot. And it's the connection I have with the ocean. And yun din yung Roxy kasi how they are with women, especially now. I think mas naging love ko sila ngayon because of their inclusivity. Even the size. Before, yun yung medyo disappointed ako sa Roxy. Na parang, bakit ganito lang yung size? Walang kasya sa akin. And then I saw them. I fell in love with them again when I saw that they launched like an inclusive line of swimwear wherein yung sizes mas ano na. So, ayun, yung values siguro. Tsaka, I really like how they parang yung message of being free and yung connection with the ocean, which I think it resonates with me because of how I feel about the ocean. So, ayun. That's my favorite
Same.
band,
I agree with
Roxy.
that.
Ayan, ako naman, Miss Pat, tanong ko ano, paano naman pala yung sinasabi nilang ano, personal brand? If you're handling mga large companies, ano naman yung importance daw ng personal brand na most people misses out?
For personal brand naman, kasi right now, we're being hindi na tayo in person eh, right? Kasi our personal brand would be our interaction with each other if we're in the same room. You can feel agad the aura of a person. But that's not the case anymore during this time. So personal brand would be, for me, personally, it's more of kung ano yung persona ko, how do I translate that to my Instagram, to my LinkedIn, to my Twitter, to my being authentically me, basically your authentic self, how you are as a person when they interact with you. How do you translate that to um if you're, for example, an engineer, there's a client looking for you, diba? And usually they look at you on LinkedIn. And so if you're not able to communicate what your expertise are, what 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 type, ano ba, usually kasi 'di ba, how will I trust this person? It's building trust basically to a certain type of potential client or an audience you would like to target. And how do I establish that trust? Parang, 'di ba, pag walang Twitter, pag walang Instagram, medyo sketchy. Parang totoo ba tong taong to? Right? And
Yep.
There's that.
believe it or not, we all do that. We all check if they're on Instagram, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, because it builds a sense of trust na hindi sila peking tao. And basically, for me, personal branding is how you are as a person to your family, to your friends, and to you, if it's on a more professional level, how you are to them, to your future clients. Like, ano bang work ethic meron ka? Paano ka mag-isip? How do you think? And are we aligned? Can I hire you? Are you aligned with my vision? Diba? Usually clients see if you're a match to them before they hire you. That's why they stalk you on LinkedIn and check your sources. So basically, it's a building trust.
Ah, question ulit. Rap, Sir Raymond, kayo, 'di ba?
Mm-mm.
I'm hoping na gusto niyo din, 'di ba, to have your own company, 'di ba? Ah,
Eventually, yun naman din ang
yep, yep.
gusto ng lahat. Almost.
Babalik ko kay Miss Pat yung tanong, mahalaga ba as early as now parang we project our own logo, ganyan-ganyan, 'di ba? Do you suggest everyone na kahit wala pa kaming mga sariling company gano'n, we have our own logos din? Okay
It's
ba
up to
'yun?
you. How do you want to, ano ba yung intention mo behind the logo? Is it for, balik ko sa'yo yung tanong, what's your intention for having a logo?
Parang ano, to associate myself na 'pag gano'n, si ano 'yun, si Jomart
I think
or
for you, because you are
mm.
creating a lot of communities, and again, it's about trust. Can I trust this person? Parang there's a sense of, yun nga, yung feeling na parang, can I trust this person? Can I join their community? Will I feel safe when I'm there? Will I learn? Um, and I think for me, yes, if you want to establish your personal brand, especially you, John Mark, if you want to, I think it's essential because of you are a community leader because of all the communities you built. So again, it's engaging with what type of audience would you like to attract and to join. So, and para alam nila, yun nga, sense of familiarity na, oh, si ano yun. Kilala ko yun ano yun, si Sir Joe Mark yun. It's a
Ikaw, Rap,
tool.
may logo ka na rin ba sarili, Rap? Ikaw, Sir Raymond, ikaw.
Ako meron, pero work in progress.
Ako wala pa. But if given one, siguro I want yun, leaning on food direction. So, parang gusto ko ng mga samgyup, ganyan. It's very, ano kasi, very, millennial and, ano siya, popular with people kasi. Especially food kasi siya.
Pero for me, I don't have a logo. I have my LinkedIn, I have my Instagram because people want to see, like what I said, compelling storytelling. Instagram is storytelling, Twitter is storytelling. Twitter is what's on your mind, paano ka mag-isip. Instagram is paano yung aesthetic mo. Facebook, it's more, I don't know. And LinkedIn is more professional, right? It's how you work. That's why you have reviews there. LinkedIn local, see, I'm promoting. But LinkedIn is how you are with your, as a professional. And I think if you're in the creative or you, John Mark, in the field, I think it's the perfect setting for you to establish your profession. So I think more than the logo, I think LinkedIn is fine, especially for professionals. It's kung may mga reviews ka doon, if asking for reviews from people you've worked with, kasi if may potential na mag-check sa'yo, yun nga, you have to think of it not for your personal preference, but see it from the point of view of the one who's viewing it. Sino ba gusto mo ma-attract? Is it a potential client? Is it a potential community who would join? 'Di ba? It really depends. Yun nga, doon nagpapasok yung messaging kung paano.
Paano daw yung mga naghahanap ng potential husband and wife?
Doon kayo sa Bumble. Joke, hindi ko alam. Wala, single ako, so hindi ko alam kung saan yun. I don't have the experience to comment.
Ayan, another question. Parang you mentioned daw po you have parang customers not local. How do you manage to get clients abroad?
It's a long-term relationship. It's my sister who started it. I don't know if you know Odesk before. Odesk pa yun, hindi pa siya, ano na siya tawag ngayon? I forgot. It's color green, but Upwork, yeah, Upwork. So yung ate ko, nung konti pa lang yung Filipinos doon, isa na siya sa
Mm.
mga nauna. And then, may mga nakuha kaming clients doon. May mga nakuha siyang long-term clients. And then, we've had contracts. And now, I'm part of a creative network. It's called The System. I don't know if you're familiar with Chris Do, but it's a former partner of Chris Do. He's Jose Caballero, and he's a branding expert. Yeah, he's my mentor. And yeah, we've been collaborating in that creative community, and that's also where we get clients. So networking.
Ayan, sino daw si Jose? Jose is the
Jose,
man.
yeah, Jose Caballero. Research him. I can drop his LinkedIn or his YouTube. But yeah, he's one of my he's actually one of my mentors now. Sa branding.
Ayun, I'm seeing him now. Jose, Web3. Parang uso ngayon yan, no? Web 3.0. I continuously hear about Web 3.0 sa mga blockchain, crypto. Tama ba?
Yes,
Is he also into those
yes, we are. I'm
blockchain?
actually part of that community. We're building the community as we speak. We are entering Web3 with that in crypto. So, nasa Discord sila. So, if you want to join.
Oo nga. Ano ba yung Discord? Para marami na masyado mga chatroom. Meron din Clubhouse.
Clubhouse naman is more on mga webinars lang, ay mga parang casual talk, ganun. Actually, yung Clubhouse medyo nag-aano na siya, may Twitter Spaces na kasi. meron ng mas effective na siya, I feel like.
Si Jose Caballero is into ano din, mga blockchain, gano'n.
Yeah,
Rap,
they are.
Sir Raymond, are you familiar with ano, blockchain?
No, sadly not. Pero
Same,
now I'm curious.
same here.
Research about it.
Yeah.
'Diba, if you want to know, I think you one example with that would be Axie. 'Di ba ano yun ngayon? It's very popular. Yung Ethereum,
Yeah. Parang I'm here
Mm-mm.
at the conference.
Ethereum. Yeah. The Bitcoin market thing.
yes.
Oo nga,
Napunta na
'no?
tayo sa ano, Web3.
Ay,
Ang difference of branding and identity. But
oo nga.
yeah, I highly suggest you explore that because I think that's the future of centralization and the future of
Hindi, tama,
exchange.
'di ba? Usapang digital, creativity, mga digital arts, parang 'di ba napunta diyan yung ay naku, kung familiar sana si Rafa, sa Raymond sa NFT. Ayan,
Yeah,
highly
NFT.
advantageous sa mga creatives.
I can link kasi they're running an NFT lab right now for the system.
Ano daw
Yun yung
po yung
shift.
NFT, Miss Pat?
NFT is yung non-fungible token. I'll share the link. I'm not really an expert on it, but if you want to read about it, mga crypto art, right? But I'm not that familiar yet. I need to research more about it. I'm not an expert.
Ano
Thank
yan,
you sa
Expert ka
link.
branding.
how do you see your ano daw, how do you see Brand Manila, after 5 years?
I think for us, more than anything, our belief is purpose-driven brands. Who gusto namin to help other companies or creatives to express authentically what their purpose is through their kasi yun din naman nagde-design kami talaga, but how to align yung image and all the design to who you are as a brand. Kasi isa din naman yung identity sa touch point. So also yung messaging. But I see Brand Manila going as a global digital agency, and that's what we're working on with collaborations and partnerships. We have collaborations with Argentina, Los Angeles, and Paraguay. So we're currently building that right now. And ayun, I think 5 years from now, if not, my vision is to help Filipino creatives too, like having clients and outsourcing them here, helping other creatives to thrive.
Your thoughts, Rap?
Yeah. Parang Miss Pat is telling us na parang in the next 5 years, she'll be helping more than naman sa locals natin. Right, Miss Pat?
Yes, kasi right now, puro, yun nga, you mentioned, puro international yung clients namin, but we're also working on other clients here in Manila. I'm actually helping even high school friends if they want branding. I do help them if they're doing their startups and ayun, hopefully um, be more active in the local scene, which I am currently doing because I did a brand strategy session for Bounce Back Philippines. So yun yung community for small to medium enterprises here in the Philippines and how they will basically bounce back from yung mga companies nila na natamaan ng pandemic and how they can so I'm bringing in terms of collaborations I'm bringing our partners kasama ko yung partner namin from LA and Argentina. We did a brand strategy for free dun sa Bounce Back Philippines because we want to help the community, and I think that's one way of expressing our local support. is yung whatever we've achieved in the collaborations abroad, we want to bring it here and equip the Filipino creative community as best as we can, or even businesses. Kasi sayang naman.
Yes.
Is ano daw, is branding expensive? Do I need to parang have a partner working with me if I am a small ano business, ganon?
It
Or
really
is
dep
this only for big corporations, ganon daw?
No, it's for
Ano naman
everyone.
yung
It's
mga
for
maliliit?
everyone. It's for everyone. Please do reach out if you want. I can help if you need to, but yun nga eh, yun yung it's a foundation kasi of your company. Branding is what well for us yung branding is a yun nga ano ba yung purpose nyo? What story do you want to tell? Who are you as founders and people, and how do we communicate that to your future audience, and how do we find the right market to communicate it to, because the branding is also part of marketing. But no, it's not just for corporate. It's for kaya nga may personal branding, even startups and founders. Meron din, they do branding too.
Ayan, another question, do I need to know ano, parang mga analytics, yan, Google Analytics, SEO, ayan, for my, to monitor and to grow my brand?
Yes, it's a new reality now that for you to manifest your brand quickly, and it's a two-way communication. The analytics is a tool. Don't be afraid of it. It's a kasi before dati television, papanoorin natin yung ads, but they don't know how to track it. Ano ba yung response? And analytics is a tool to help that. How are they responding with your efforts? Right? Yun lang yun eh. Parang it's a tool to determine, is it effective? Are the campaigns we're running effective? It's a way to measure kung sino yung mga anong age group ba yung mas na tatap namin. So yes, manifesting brands real time, definitely, it's also part of it. Yes.
Ayan, ako, I just want to add this pala, na-curious tuloy ako. Ano yung favorite brand mo, Rap?
Jollibee.
Search kaya natin, Jollibee. Tama ba?
Right.
Double L, isang I. Ay, double L, single
Double
L.
L, one I.
Sige nga, i-compare nga natin sila. Ano favorite ano ni Sir ano, Raymond? KFC daw, parang na-mention niyo na. Eto, I'm sharing to you guys, ayan, some of your ano, puwedeng pang one of the simplest tool, 'di ba, Miss ano, Miss Pat? This one, I'm sharing to you Google Trends, 'di ba? Kita mo, Rap,
Yeah, I'm taken.
'di ba? I made the search, sa Philippines for the past 12, sabihin na lang natin year na lang, full year, 2010. Kasi matatagal na rin 'tong mga ano na 'to, 'di ba, brands. Okay. So, sa Philippines, nagdo-dominate pa rin yung ano, Rap, kita mo? Are you seeing
Masyado.
this?
I think so small lang, sir. I can't, it's not that clear po.
Ayan, pero eto, I'm just sharing, 'di ba? One of the parang best available free tools if you're doing campaigns. Lumalalim na tayo ng onti, magiging technical na tayo ng onti, Miss Pat. Ayan, so hindi, if hindi mo makita, Rap, I made the search 2010. The search is people searching for Jollibee, McDo, and KFC. So if you're the blue ones, 'di ba?
Yeah,
In
I'm
the
installing.
Philippines is Jollibee, 'di ba? Ang gulo pa rin eh, parang pangalawa is, oo nga 'no, parang this is ano, Parang kakaiba 'to, Miss Pat. Nakikita mo yung ano, graph? May certain point na nag-top yung KFC over McDo and Jollibee. And the funny thing here is you can also see the ano no, the blue ones kung saan nagdo-dominate yung searches na yan sa Philippines.
The locations.
Oo,
Yep.
kasi hindi, may mga probinsya naman na walang store ng Jollibee eh.
Mm.
Especially sa provinces.
Uy, ito rin, di ako makapaniwala, Miss Pat. Quick search ulit. This time, the interest is worldwide. Kita nyo?
Yeah, because diba a lot of influencers are doing challenges with Jollibee, if you notice. Yung mga foreigners who eat it live and see like their impression of tasting Jollibee for the first time. I think that also affects also in searches. You're on mute.
Yep, this time I made the search 2010 ulit ha. Since 2010, worldwide, ang malaki ay, totoo ba to? Ay KFC over the three. Worldwide ah.
Hmm,
So
I
I'm
parang,
not sure.
tama ba to?
first consider.
Is this true?
Eh kasi the internet has changed so much since 2010. Iba na yung game ngayon eh. So,
Worldwide, mas dominant ang ano, KFC in terms of interest ha. Ayan no. The yellow one is KFC, not Jollibee, not McDo. At ano by a large margin.
Parang there are a lot of factors pa, sir, to be considered.
yeah, there are a lot of factors. Kasi the internet 10 years ago is different from the internet now.
Yes.
Oh, ikaw, ayan, question daw ulit. Miss Pat, ano yung mga tools, ayan, I just shared Google Trends. Ano yung mga tools daw na ginagamit nyo sa Brand Manila na CRM or something? Ano yung mga tools pa? Ano yung mga tools na dapat meron ka when you're having a branding, ayan, like your business? Ano yung mga essential tools? CRM ba yan? Ganun.
Right now kasi, it really depends. Like, I think it's not my field of expertise because my expertise lie in brand strategy, and I think our digital strategists can speak more about that. So
Mm,
yeah, it's not my expertise to comment on.
oo nga. So may ganun. O nga no, may ganun pa pala no, digital strategist.
Yeah, she's handling that. Me kasi on more on the brand.
Like
Yep.
what you
And
mentioned earlier, na there are specific roles talaga for everyone.
Yeah, meron pang community manager. It's all about digital marketing naman. Kasi ours is basically when we engage with the client, we start with the branding first because that's the foundation. Ano ba yung message? What type of culture? What type of feeling do they want? What type of impact do they want? So, yon, it will start with us translating that to visuals, and then once the client approves and we're ready for launching, that's we tap the digital strategist to manifest the brand online. So that's the process.
ano yan? And ano daw yung metrics nyo? Parang when it comes into contract, ano yan? Is it you are paid annually or paid by performance? Paano daw yung
For
uh,
us, it's per project, but we also have like if we also do retainers. Um, it's on our website. Like we have different types of kasi pwede rin, it can be a 6-month long contract if it's like a large company because even talking to the departments, we have to do that to align them on the brand direction of the company. So it really depends. We have a lot of engagement that we do. It can be per project, it can be retainer or depends. It depends on what type of client it is. But that's what we do.
o nga no? Pero tama yun eh. When you're doing campaign when you're doing a specific campaign, parang it really takes time, eh. Kami kasi we work with some ano, eh, with some brands din at ako 'pag nag-suggest ako sa kanila, this has to be something like 5 5 years, mga gano'n. Especially when community building, hindi
Exactly.
puwedeng
Takes
3
time.
taon lang.
Takes time. It's not immediate. Building a brand is not actually immediate. It takes time. And you really have to be intentional. And that's why you need to know who you're talking to and who your
Naisip
customers are.
yeah, naisip ko tuloy rap, 'di ba, sa org, sa
Yes.
chapter, 'di ba? Paano mo 'di ba, paano natin oo, simula pa lang pala 'no, hindi grow, eh, 'no?
I
Nandun
think
pa rin pala
based on sa conversation, sir, it's more of defining muna what do we want. Yung nga, yung vision and yung audience na gusto natin itap. And by that, saka tayo mag-move on to the next step. I think, yeah.
tama ba, Miss Pat?
Exactly.
Before we push for branding, do we have to define the mission, vision first? Parang hindi mo masyadong na-touch yun, ah.
Yeah, that's hence the Q&A. Yung
Yep, yep. Oo nga 'no?
Yung mission and vision, basically our process for that. We also do that because we have a business strategist in our team. So defining like when we craft the brand statement from that exercise, we then translate that to a mission statement or a vision statement if the client doesn't have one. But yes, it's also a north star for a company, and it's essential.
Do we have that rap for ano, for
I
the
think we
org?
have to check, sir. We have to recheck. Kasi after we define, we can filter out yung mga bagay na hindi na natin kailangan and then focus on sa magiging strengths natin all throughout. We have
Exactly.
to check.
Yes.
And parang dati may nakilala ako diyan sa ano, eh, Brotherhood of Business, ano yun, BCBP. Parang he does this workshop for how to craft your mission, vision dahil napakahalaga daw niyan before
Yes. It's your
moving
purpose.
forward.
Exactly.
And nabigla ako meron pa palang mga ganyan-ganyan na consultant na his work is ganun lang, ika-craft natin, magko-consult, parang wo-workshop tayo, ta's ibubuo yung mission, vision ng,
Yeah.
isang company. Well, just sharing.
Yeah. Yun yung North Star ng buong company eh. Kung paano. Ano ba yung, what are they pushing for? Or ano bang type of employees do they want to attract? Even that is part of culture building.
Ayan, and sana yung mga audience natin 'no, parang we typically hear about mission, vision 'pag companies, 'di ba, Rap? Ako ang
Yes.
parang my key takeaway dito, 'di ba, kung sa company, why not apply it to yourself din pala.
Yeah, and all the resources are on the internet.
Sa school din, sir, meron mission vision eh. So I think it's very essential talaga.
Hindi, ikaw sa sarili mo kasi you'll never know, 'di ba, Rap? Malay mo one day, 'di ba?
With
You
that,
get
I
to have
think that's where the core values come in. Like, what do you
naku,
believe
yan pa.
in?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
It's
important.
another term na naman, yung core value
Yeah,
na
it's
yan.
actually part of our personal branding exercise. We define your core values as a person before we get into, um, yeah, we do that exercise too.
Physical itself. Yeah.
Thoughts?
Ako, ano lang. I think yung ano lang, yung the whole presentation itself, very informative and very timely kasi it's the time of pandemic. So parang lahat tayo, we are always staying at home. I think yung mga market na online po, yun sila yung magbibigyan ng great tap dahil ito yung magbibigay sa kanila ng ideas and vision on how they will start muna to define their vision and mission and then move forward na dun sa another steps para maging successful yung businesses nila. So, yun. Thank you, Ms. Pat.
Thank you.
Ako Yep. Ako naman, curious ako, Sir Raymond, ano yung mga
Mhm.
natutunan mo sa branding and identity na i-apply mo ngayon moving forward?
First yung part na trabahuhin natin na maging aware yung tao sa atin through either it be logo or works. Pero nga branding is about trust. One person may present like the perfect product, but if he or she doesn't know how to brand him or herself, then how will people or market themselves also? Then how will people know? So mas na-reinforce sa akin yung fact na yun. So thanks kay Miss Pat and sa inyo. Sa inyo lahat.
Thank you, Raymond.
Ayan. Ako naman parang I felt tuloy na ano, dagdag assignment. Na-stress
Conflict, sir.
na-stress
Are you
tuloy, eh, 'no?
conflict?
Na-burden na naman, eh, na-stress na naman sa dapat gawin. Parang kanina Miss Pat mentioned parang ayan, we are dealing with, creatures of emotion. Now translating that into business, now I have to think about ano, storytelling, 'di ba? And those emotions, 'di ba, in order for my business, for my brand, to grow. So it really is a serious assignment. 'Di ba?
Makes you think, right?
Yep. And yeah, we are living in a digital world na talaga, and hence the new normal na talaga, Miss Rap, 'di ba? Sir
Yes,
Raymond.
but the end of the day, at the end of the day, remember that we're all humans. The people behind the screens are humans. So talk to them as one. Don't
Ayan.
be robotic.
Interaction.
Ayan, so with that, please connect with ano, Miss Pat and with us here tonight, in yeah, in LinkedIn. Ako, I prefer LinkedIn. How about you, Rap? Where can they reach you?
They can reach me through Facebook, Instagram, and kaka-active ko lang dito sa LinkedIn through Sir Jomar. So please follow.
You, Sir Raymond.
Well, aside from Facebook, I also have a LinkedIn, which I'm slowly building up. I also have a YouTube channel, but I'm working on the content. So this also gives me an idea. And that's it for now.
Ayan, and bago kay Miss Pat, ano pala, we have tons of upcoming events, no? Ah, sobrang dami pala. Eto, here are some notable few. If you would like to be certified on Adobe, we're doing a certification preparation course on November. So here are our some of events, and the Sir James will be teaching audio and video using Adobe Premiere and Audition. So for those who are would like to have a YouTube channel, 'di ba? Audio is very important, more important than video. So yeah, join us there. And I invited some of the top LinkedIn persons in LinkedIn. Uh, we will be doing a guide on how to land a job, better career in LinkedIn. And ako ay taya, I'll be teaching November din, no? I'll be teaching Camtasia, screen capture software. And if you're interested in creating games, we have another one November then from Miss Jack. So if Miss Jack is watching, good evening and thank you for doing this. Our friend from India, Shweta Oja, will be sharing how to grow your personal uh, brand in LinkedIn. And eto naman, this person naman, I am seeing some undergrads na nag-success sa ano nila, sa career. Ayan. So join us for Journey of 3D Arts. Ayan. And lastly, don't forget to connect with Miss Pat. Miss Pat, how can they reach you? Sorry.
Yeah, so LinkedIn, or you can follow me on Instagram at StayStokePat.
Ayan. Okay, so yep, once more, thank you so much, Miss Pat, Rap, Raymond, for your time. And
Thank you
for
so
those who are
much for
watching, yep,
organizing this.
kung
Thanks.
for someone who's watching right now, if you have a message or an advocacy to share, we are inviting you also to be our next sharer, like Miss Pat. Ayan. The mission is simple: to be a blessing to everyone. Ayan. Thank you so much, Miss Pat.
Share what you know. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Happy Saturday.